Because one day I'm going to ditch your needy butt. And then where will you be? Noa teased, the easy back and forth a welcome distraction from the tension starting to twist up in her gut again. One more question before you go. Chrissy held up a pair of breast forms, dangling them over her chest. Big or small boobs today? Noa gave her outfit a critical once-over. Small. That shirt hangs better with small ones. And now you are 100% taking advantage of my giving and generous nature. Chrissy snorted, dropping the forms back in her bag and zipping it closed. She ran her fingers through her hair to tousle it just so. I am not. I provide equal returns for my rampant abuse of your skills. In what sense? Half the rent, for one, not to mention job leads, the pleasure of my company, and valuable life counseling. The do what I say, not what I did curriculum? You got it, Chrissy replied cheerfully. I am a veritable font of wisdom. You're a font of something, that's for sure. Chrissy's laughter followed Noa out the door. The sun had crept a little farther up in the sky while they'd been talking, warm light through the window softening the edges of the world. Noa's kit was still spread out next to her laptop on the low coffee table they'd rescued from the dumpster the week after moving in, the bright colors of eyeshadow palettes and tints for liquid latex, eye-catching against the chipped brown particle board. Noa glanced at her phone. 6:47 a.m., less than an hour before they had to be on set. She ran through her checklist for the 7th time, packing everything back into her toolbox and kit bag as she went. Stipple sponge, sweat gel. Surely they'd have their own face forms. Right? Maybe she should pack hers to be on the safe side. You're stressing out again, Chrissy pointed out, crossing the living room to grab her own black pack, filled and optimized thanks to her couple of weeks already on the job. But how do I know what they need? Denise said bring your kit when I asked, but that could literally mean anything. What if I blow it? That was the thought that had been gnawing at her for days now. Dropping out of a theater degree partway through the spring semester to take an actual movie gig had made sense at the time. It wasn't as though union cards got handed out to techs on graduation, and the 180 days of professional paid set experience the application required were not exactly easy to come by. If Noa ever wanted a chance at the big movies, to work with the Del Toros and Carpenters of the world, she had to start somewhere. She didn't even mind that said somewhere was a low-budget schlock fest like Scaradactyl, as long as she didn't wash out on day one. You have a kit. Bring it. If it's not what you need today, you'll have a chance to get different brushes or whatever tomorrow. Chrissy reached out and stretched one of Noa's brown curls before letting it spring back into place. Relax, all right? Denise saw your portfolio. She loves your stuff. You've got the job already. Plus, she added, shoving her feet into her running shoes, they need people so badly that you could show up drunk and doing the hula and they'd just hand you tomorrow's call sheet. Noa made a face and threw her kit bag over her shoulder, mentally steeling herself for whatever was waiting at the other end of their drive. I'm not sure that's actually reassuring. Half an hour later, they were out of the worst of the rapidly building early morning traffic and on the highway toward the soundstage outside Santa Clarita. Noa relaxed in her seat and drummed her fingertips on the wheel, her eye caught every couple of seconds by the moving colors of Chrissy's phone screen as she flicked through her email. Anything exciting? Noa asked in response to a faint groan from the passenger seat. Not unless you consider 8 immediate and directly contradictory schedule changes to be exciting. I'm going to have to find a way to lock Gilbert out of his calendar apps between midnight and 6 a.m., or I will not be responsible for what happens to his body. What an asshole, Noa snarked cheerfully, putting in overtime on his job. Making life difficult for everyone who actually has to make his requests happen? Pretty much. She sounded about ready to go off on a rant that Noa wasn't nearly caffeinated enough to sit through. Deflection was key. So, other than Dan Gilbert and his obsession with production timetables, what else am I going to run into today? I saw this story synopsis, and Denise gave me a basic rundown when we had that coffee interview, but that's about it. Chrissy shrugged, a thinking frown creasing her forehead.